Alright, January 15th, westbound, empty drag. Pacific Junction. BNSF Mainline, former CBQ. JSCX is a reporting mark. I believe I have on the other side of this train to the east of me right now is one of the Bartlett shuttles waiting to go north in the Council Bluffs. Oh, this is a mega from BNSF now. 2 trains in one. Nope, I'm sorry. Optical illusion. It's the other train waiting behind it. Just a single. Not a mega cold drag, just a single. It's heading west towards Lincoln, Hobson Yard. A refill, recrew in Hobson, and then proceed up the Sand Hill Division, going to Alliance on its way to go get coal out in the Powder River Basin. Railfanning Adventures, Pacific Junction. Here comes our rear DPU. Alright, 15th of January, eastbound. Loaded cold drag. Pacific Junction. And it's CPOX. So we saw the empty one heading west. Here's the loaded one heading east. It's funny how they pass each other in the middle. I mean, this is like literally the middle of the country. So you got the empty ones going west, the little ones going east, and they tend to meet here. Again, this is BNSF's main line, former CBQ. The giant clover, basically like a clover leaf. Trains coming north can go east or west here. Trains coming south out of Council Bluffs can go east or west here. And you got the main line running east or west here. There used to be a diamond here during the flood of, I don't know if it was 2009 or the one in 2011, but the water basically took the rail out, and they just took the diamond out. There's an engineering firm here doing run-up, apparently CPKC, who also has trackage rights from Kansas City to Council Bluffs, is looking at putting a flyover here so that they can run directly from the line directly into Council Bluffs. They run, CPKC brings in the Bartlett North, Bartlett South shuttles. Basically it is a flower that goes from flower and God, what else do they do? They do a lot, but most of it's flour going from Council Bluffs to Mexico. Comes our rear DPU. Acer. Railfanning Adventures, Pack Junction. Alright, January 15th, 2026. one right now is heading east, and then it's going to swing north towards Council Bluffs. This is the Mid-America Coal Drag. The Mid-America Power Plant here in Council Bluffs. The train that brings it its coal. Again, this train was heading east. It came off the Crescent sub onto the Council Bluffs sub. Let's see if we get any original Santa Fe's or BNs on this. Sometimes there are, sometimes there's not. Mid-America does have their own cars, MAXX, Max. Here comes one, an original BN car. Right here, this one coming into view now. I've been very lucky sitting in Hobson Yard, sitting here in Pack Junction. I've caught in Frisco coal cars. I've caught I caught a CBQ once, but it was maintenance away. It was a coal porter. It had two dump bins on the bottom. Very old, but it was maintenance away. But it was CBQ. What else have I caught? I've caught a few, a couple Santa Fe's. Get real excited about them. Here comes another BN. Right here. That's an original BN. And here comes one more. Another BN. Oh, here comes the other style. Another original BN. Colorado Southern, that was the other one I caught. That was pretty cool. There's a few of them still floating around. And, yeah, I caught the military veterans one, the Union Pacific 250th anniversary coal bar that ironically Lionel's coming out with. Now sitting to the east of me too, on the other north leg of the Y, is the Bartlett. That's gotta be Bartlett North. It's tied down to the right over here. I'll swing the camera east in a minute, but oh, here comes two more BNs. There's one right here. Oh, they put the SF on that one. There's another original BM. The one right behind that one, that used to be a Santa Fe. This one right here was an old Santa Fe. Oh, there's another one. Couple of leasers got in the mix there. There's another leaser. Pretty sharp curve here. Well, all of them are pretty sharp. See that? Literally, it swings due north to go to Council Bluffs. And then panning east here, there's the main line right in front of you. And then there's another track right there. And right where that engine sits, right in front of it, is the start of the western, the east leg of the North Y there. That's what he's waiting to go up. And the track right here is the west leg of the Y coming off this, coming up from Kansas City. And you can see the other track over there, that's the western leg of the Y. There's a very large amount, and with the rest of the diamond here, now maintenance the way it is the other side. We pan the left, we got another BM right there. And then of course our rear DPU, which is bringing up the rear. And the car directly in front of it was an old Santa Fe that's been redone. $56,16. Rear DPU, Railfanning Adventures, Pack Junction. Alright, coming back from, I don't remember the name of the town. Coming back to Pack Junction, that train I was talking about earlier that tied down and is waiting to go north is actually the Bungie corn train. Or bean train. I'm sorry, soybean, I believe. I think Bungie does soybean and the ethanol and feed and stuff like that. But this is the back end. It is facing west, waiting to go north up to Bungie, where it'll be loaded and then sent out. So again, that is the Bungie train. waiting to head north. It's facing west right now, and it is tied down on track 2. So right now, Pack Junction is down the one mainline track, east and west. Little history about Pacific Junction. It's very sad. In order to save Council Bluffs and Omaha during the Great Flood of, I think it was 2011 or 2009, basically when the entire middle country flooded, this town was one of the hardest hits. The levee broke and it flooded this area. And as you can see, they're still rebuilding. A lot of the lots are for sale. This entire town, the water would have been over that house's roof right there. It was a tremendous flood, 500-year flood, I think they said, or 1,000-year flood. I forget which one it was. But as you can see, all these lots are for sale. And as I've now been here for just about 6 years. Just about 6 years now, yeah. This town has slowly rejuvenated. I mean, there's new modular homes coming in, pre-built. Some of the older homes were actually redone and lifted. It's been pretty cool to watch this town come around. This is the new city hall being built. There's a model train club in here. That's happening. They're still building their layout. I've been in there. It's going to be great. Over here, the post office is being redone. Cool thing too is this bar restaurant opened, and it's packed almost every night that I've come here. Coming over the tracks again. During the flood, they pulled the diamond. Literally where this maintenance way equipment is. And you can kind of see it on the other side. That is the Kansas City to Council Bluffs line. And they pulled the diamond that was right there out after the flood. The other little interesting things is some of these houses are abandoned. This one is one of the abandoned ones. It needs to be torn down. A lot of them were torn down. A lot of them are still here. The school right here, no longer school. It's going to be a haunted attraction, Psycho Schoolhouse, coming soon. Apparently this coming Halloween, that this will be open. That's going to be pretty cool to see. But Pack Junction is, it's a normal like railfanning spot. You get so many trains a day. There's lulls, This is their secondary east-west route. Their main one is down in Kansas City. So this is the secondary east-west route for them, for BNSF. What they did too, BNSF raised all of their signal boxes and control boxes, CP boxes and stuff up on these little towers and everything. I'm looking east now. You can see where the buggy train is tied down, and then it's single track. Now they built a new bridge over here, and the other bridge still has rail on it, and they use it sometimes to hide trains and stuff, but it's single track. This was one point, or soon to be, from what I understand, double tracked, and it's a project that BNSF is working on in anticipation of future traffic. So, and the other thing is the flyover here is now in the works. The engineering firm was out here, survey crews and stuff. So we'll see what happens here. Pacific Junction's coming back, ladies and gentlemen. I like to learn a lot about where I railfan, and I learned a lot about that flood. Mo Valley was another victim of the flooding, but luckily we haven't had that. We've been in the drought. And sitting in the spot that I sit in, you get great warning. You got the signal right there is for anything coming north out of Kansas City that's going west. And you can see the signals going east on the other side. So, great spot to sit and watch trains, ladies and gentlemen. Railfanning Adventures, January 15th, 2026. Alright, it's January 15th, 2026. And I scooted down here to get pictures of the front end of the bungee train. And surprise! 717's here. This is tied down. I don't think Bungee's ready for it. They got one in there right now. So once that one comes out, this one will go in and get loaded. But again, 717-9 44CW. I would have loved to have seen that one when it was clean and freshly painted. It was probably beautiful. I mean, she still is cool. I always like the war bonnet paint. It's just a really cool paint scheme. So, but yep, 717 sitting here on the bungee train. It's occupying track 2. 1 is the one closest to us. It's the main line. And then the one that you're looking at that's really close to the vehicle right here, this one right here, that is the western leg of the eastern leg of the eastbound Y coming off the Kansas City sub. So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Spin around and go back to my spot. Railfanning Adventures. January 15th, Pack Junction, and that was the 25th anniversary went by in the second slot. This is a westbound heading to Hobson Yard, Lincoln, Nebraska. Sorry about that, guys. It kind of stuck up on me. West Central. Rear DPU 5818. Railfanning Adventures, Pack Junction. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, another eastbound loaded coal drag. Up, it is the OXDEEX. I'd say most 90% of the train is DEEX, so This one's heading east. Added benefit of sitting in Pacific Junction watching trains is when there isn't any trains, you can watch the Air Force flying around that Offutt Air Force Base. One of the electronic warfare aircraft is doing touch and goes, and when Potato was out here, I mean, me and him got a lot of pictures of the 747 command and control aircraft along with the electronic warfare fighters, what I like to refer to as the Dorito. That would be the B-2. Coming up out of Missouri, heading north, going up to, like Minot. Here's our rear DPU. Railfanning Adventures, Pack Junction. And let me see if I can get him, because he's out there a little ways. There he is. That is the electronic warfare. He's flying with the call sign Cobra 63. Back Junction, another eastbound. One little heavy train, man. These little Tillings cars, they look small, but they hold some weight. Railfanning Adventure, Pack Junction. Alright, it's the 16th of January. I'm here in Mo Valley. This westbound manifest, it's going to terminate at Bailey. It's doing crew change. Chicago to Bailey Yard. And coming off the Mo Valley sub, Council Bluffs Mo Valley sub, and now heading east. out the rear. And we're just waiting for this guy to get going here. Kind of a hint of things to come. Railfanning Adventures, Mo Valley. Alright, crew change is over. I mean, they've had the green for a while. Westbound Chicago to Bailey is rolling. Of course, this blizzard came out of nowhere. Sorry. We'll just do this. And I'm still in a rental vehicle. There we go. That's something I got better. Just tell you that these wipers suck. Oh, we got a little ice mixed in with the snow. These poor guys are going to have ice on the rail now to deal with going up the hill here from California Junction to Arlington. So this should be an interesting day for this crew here, the way they're going. Especially since nobody's come east yet off this line. Oh, those rails should be ice covered and should make that climb fun. Hey, Bruno. Here comes some Reading and Northern, buddy. I think these are RBMN hoppers coming. Got in a debate with a guy the other day that said that nothing from Reading and Northern goes west of Chicago. Well, here I am in Mo Valley, Iowa, and look, they're going west. Oh. That's going to go all the way to Bailey and then beyond. Truro, that's the name of that one. Conrail bottom there. Another Conrail bottom. Full Conrail. For all you fallen flag lovers, there's a little Conrail action going by. Here's some I-beams from Ben Salem, Pennsylvania. And here comes the end of our westbound manifest railfanning adventure. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on my way home from Mo Valley, we got a northbound going to Mo Valley from Council Bluffs. Shuttle. That's manifest. There goes a Katie. See. Railfanning Adventures. Alright, January 17th, 2026, Mo Valley. This is the MCBSC, Council Bluffs to Sioux City, Iowa. I got to tell you, this is probably one of the biggest ones I ever seen going from Council Bluffs to Sioux City. I've been out here for going on 6 years now, and yeah, this one's a big train for the Council Bluffs to Sioux City. There's a high wind advisory for UP, BNSF today. Somewhere out in Iowa this morning, empty auto racks were blown over on the UP main line. So that'll be an interesting day on seeing how they reroute and everything. This train right now is coming north out of Council Bluffs, swinging west. It's going to proceed west to California Junction, which is basically the next town. And then it'll swing north again to go to Sioux City. UP can go from Sioux City up to Minnesota. A lot of this is probably going to continue farther north. All right, here we go. A C&W on the former C&W. Boom. Ooh, a Mopac, Missouri Pacific, right here. Minnesota soybean processors. That's actually on the main line, the UP main line between Sioux City and Minneapolis. That UP runs the old Alpine Railroad up there. Here's West Central, the Rock, and Old Rock Island. There's going to be 2 mid-train DPUs on this and more train coming. Pissy Cat right here. Here comes our two mid-train DPUs. 780. 245 ACCPU. And the C44 ACM. God, the wind is blowing. Holy shit. Being rocked inside the truck. It's so windy. Here comes an Illinois Central right here. Right now, two of them in a row. Two in a row, ITs. Old Cargill. This is the end of our northbound manifest heading up to Sioux City, Iowa. Railfanning Adventures, Mo Valley. Alright, this is an eastbound in Mo Valley. This one's going to come in and stop and do a crew change here. Rich Bernard and Railfanning Adventures. It is January 17th. 2026. We got high winds, 8 degrees. There's a high wind advisory in Iowa and Nebraska for both for UP and BNSF. I can't really get a good show you how these are getting blown left and right from the wind when the wind goes. It's incredible. Again, this is an eastbound stacker. It's going to do a crew change here. The crew from 100 division is going to get off, and then the other crew is going to get on and take it east. The crew hut. I'm sitting on the kind of sitting in the on the eastern end. I'm sorry, the west end of Mo Valley, in between the Y for the Council Bluffs sub. right across from the yard where they got all the power storage stored, where they, when harvest is over. God, it's windy. I can't get a good view of these boxes leaning from the wind. It's incredible. I mean, you figure these are, up to 286,000 pounds. And they're getting blown by the wind. It's just insane. We got a 60, 70 mile an hour gust today. All right, this one stopped. Get going again when it gets going. All right, 18th January, eastbound manifest. Caught this one coming out of Council Bluffs onto the boom sub. I was realizing for more now. I must be Alright, we got some good fallen flags in this one. There's a Western Pacific and a couple C&Ws. Oh, this might be it right here. Here it is. Got it. Here comes the C&W on what was C&W. Main train DPU 6900. Oh, that was an IC. Damn it, I missed it. That was an cotton belt. guess who's here? It's Bruno! Miller! 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 Wait, look at me. Hi. I'm waving at you in my glasses. Alright, we got a Z train going east. Coming in on, he's on 1. He's on main 1. I love it. It was a 45 ACCTE and then a CM. That one's an ACM. I kind of like the new paint, man. I'm digging the new paint scheme. Yeah, because that's what happened. The flags were getting burned up. They changed it. That's nice. That's an ACM.
Yeah. They're garbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're pretty much a spitting image of the Dash 9.
Correct. Southbound, Sioux City South. Hey, sir. That's a 70 Mac. It's a 70 Mac. That's a, I never seen one like that. Yeah. You just saw it. I just read the side of it. It said UPSD 70 MAC. This is Minnesota to Sioux City right here. Alright, this is southbound. On the Well, it's no longer the Sioux City sub. We're in Merle, Iowa. Watch all the potash. Potash. Coming down from Canada. There's an ethanol plant on the other side of Merle here that's got a giant yard. I need to bring you up here next time because there's a lot of plants with power and stuff. All the way, it just doesn't. It's plant all the way up.
Those SD18s would be nice to play around with.
When are you off again?
I don't know.
I can't believe how windy it is. What is this?
Union Equity.
Union Equity. That's cool. I got it.
They look like random buffers to me.
That's what I think it is. Yeah, they weren't placarded, but those are 3257. That's asphalt.
You can have that up against the engine. You don't have to have a buffer. He's not a very big one.
He was pretty big.
He's sizable.
And that yard, that isn't a big yard. See how they block all the roads and stuff? Agro liquid? New cars for me. End of the southbound. Montana Rail Link. Second engine. This is a northbound. We're up here by Lamar's, Iowa. Alright, we're in Stubble, Iowa, north of Sioux City. And we ran up here so Ryan could see his first Montana Rail Link. It's got the nice hash marks on the front. I like their paint, man. They're now a fallen flag. This train is heading due north. Where does it go, Ryan? It goes up to, does it go to Minneapolis? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what sub this is. This is BNSF's main line going north. It's a north-south route. This is a northbound that came out of Sioux City. That's where we saw it. We caught a glimpse of it in Merle, Iowa, and got ahead of it up here to Stubble, Iowa. Just so Ryan could see his first Montana Rail Link. Those are go cars from Cargill. Look, go cars. Here's our rear DPU. Railfanning Adventures, Stubble, Iowa. Train or just power move?
Power.
Oh, it's their yard. And look, this guy's gonna go. They're gonna go through and.
38.
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Rich Bernard on January 20th, 2026. This is the northbound, and it's waiting to go east. We got a westbound manifest that just did a crew change. That's why he's waiting. They won't run him through when they do a crew change. We got a westbound manifest that just started rolling. I'm here in Mo Valley. This should be the Chicago to Bailey. There he is. Should be the Chicago to Bailey. Oh yeah, this is definitely it. That corn shuttle's waiting to go east behind me. And we have an eastbound. That's the other reason that this thing's waiting. Here comes another eastbound manifest that'll be stopping to do a crew change here. So this is Bailey, probably Bailey to Chicago going east, and the one behind it is Chicago to Bailey. So we got the east and west passing each other here in Mo Valley. I'm hoping maybe they got a crew on this eastbound already. Sometimes they get the other division's crew members on up the hill here so that they don't have to stop and do a crew change. Brand new Trinity Rail coil car. Nice. Alright, here we go. Here comes some cryo trains. We got Plumber Scott. And then Mississippi River right here. Slade, Rib River, Kira. Missouri Pacific Gondola. Here's a Chicago Northwestern on the CNW. That's cool to see. Getting the CNW on the CNW. Here comes our mid-train DPU and a lineage. Here's Happy Valley right here and 8545. Then we have Greenway, Kaiva, Reala, Koskinen. Oh boy, here comes a bunch. Arrington, Taylor, Gents, Steele, Martinez, Soul, then Anderson, Jeff, Moser, and we have Ribish, a no name, another no name, Lisa, Cotter, no name, Brody, Ferreira, Jenny Lane, Hanson, Hira, England, and then a no name. And then we have Frida, and then our rear DPU. Both our rear DPUs, there we go. East meets west. Railfanning Adventures, Mo Valley. Alright, January 20th, that northbound shuttle, corn shuttle, got the green and is now heading east. We got a westbound intermodal right behind us that just did a crew change. January 20th, Mo Valley, Richmond, Arden, Railfanning Adventure. There's an empty corn shuttle going out, probably to Fort Dodge to get loaded, or Des Moines. I mean, there's so many places that these shuttles could be going to pick up corn. Definitely corn. You can see it on the top of the cars. While I was, we'll have to scoot real quick to get one that just went east or west. All right, it's January 20th. After running west real quick to California Junction, which is the next town just west of Council Mo Valley, I caught this one that snuck north out of Council Bluffs and then headed west. I believe this shuttle is going to go north towards Sioux City. I believe it is a northbound train. Right behind this one should be a westbound intermodal that'll be coming. see is just by this elevator here. You're going to see it go to the right. And there he goes. So this is came out of Council Bluffs, ran up the Mo Valley, swung west, came out here to California Junction, which is the town just west of Mo Valley, and is now going north to Sioux City, up towards Sioux City. This one came out while I was getting the eastbound corn shuttle that went by. As I was recording that, looked over, saw this one start heading west, and like I said, I was able to get ahead of it. Right behind this should be a westbound intermodal coming. They were doing the crew change. I was running out to get this one. Railfanning Adventures, California Junction. Like I said, California Junction is one town west of Mo Valley. I'm now going east, guys. This is one of the spots where the double track main goes to single track all the way to the other side of Blair. On the west side of Blair, it goes back to 2, and then it's 2 all the way out to Kennard, and then at Kennard it goes back to single track until it's on the west side of Arlington, where it goes back to double track going into Fremont. So this is one of the pinch points for UP right here. Right here it's triple track. You got the 2 main tracks and then a holding track. Actually, you have 4 tracks here. There's two holes here for them to put trains in the hole. And there is the end of our northbound empty coal truck. Railfanning Adventures, California Junction. All right, January 20th, 2026. I'm on the western edge of Mo Valley, in between Mo Valley, California Junction. 331.92 is the milepost. And here comes that westbound intermodal. Again, I ran out here to catch that northbound. It snuck out while I was recording the eastbound. Nice thing about watching trains here is if you see one and it gets away from you, you can always jump ahead of it. we have some eastbound traffic coming. It's on Main 1. Richmond Northern Railfanning Adventure. So right behind me at California Junction, it does go to a single track main heading west, up over to Missouri, through Blair, to the west end of Blair, where it goes into goes back into 2 tracks. So he might have to go to the other end here, stop and wait for some eastbound traffic to clear. Oh yeah, we definitely got eastbound. We got yellow over red, so we got one coming.